In this second video, we're going to look at the steps you need to take to create a prize draw page on your website. By now, you should have already opened your account at GetResponse, set up your email marketing software, and created a web form for the prize draw. If you've not done that yet, please watch the first video and follow the steps to get to that stage, and then return to this video. So, creating a prize draw page on your website. Now for this stage, I can't show you exactly all the steps you'll need to take because it depends what software your website is created in as to exactly the steps that you will need to take. Now in this example, I'm using a software platform called WordPress, which is a very good platform for websites, and so I will show you how to actually create a page in here. But of course it will be different if you use a different software package. If for example you use FrontPage, if you've had your website created in raw HTML coding, if you use one of the many other software packages that are available for creating a website, things will be slightly different, but primarily you will be following the same sort of steps, so you will just have to adapt it with your own package, but hopefully you will be able to see what you need to do. The other thing I need to point out is that unless you are very good technically with building websites, or your web designer knows all the ins and outs of what is needed, you may struggle to do some of the viral elements that I have in the restaurant marketing solution. The software I use for that is very clever software, which, as you'll have seen in the videos up until now, will let, once somebody has entered your competition or entered your prize draw, it then makes it very, very easy for them to share the prize draw with their friends, and gives them the incentive to do that because it gives them extra chances within the prize draw, so it increases their chance of winning the prize draw. Now that is something that is very difficult to program, and so you may not be able to do that aspect of it. So what I'll show you here is a basic version which won't give you that functionality, but you will still be able to run a prize draw on your site. If you wanted that functionality though, and I have to say it is probably the most exciting part of the restaurant marketing solution, because that's the bit that really helps the prize draw to grow, and that's what has had people that have used the restaurant marketing solution, that's why they have had well over 1,000 people entering a prize draw within only a couple of weeks, because as soon as somebody's entered, they then want to share it with all their friends on Facebook, they want to share it with all their friends on Twitter, on LinkedIn, by email, and so that software helps them to do that. So unfortunately I can't show you how to build that. That is part of the restaurant marketing solution, so you may want to look again at my done for you options, which are at a very low cost for everything you get within that package. So you're of course welcome to look at that. But if you do want to continue and have your own version of the restaurant marketing solution, then I'll show you how to make a simpler version of that here. Okay, so let's get started. So here we are. I'm actually in the part of WordPress where, as you can see, I can add a new page. So what I'm going to do first of all is give this page a title, and that could be something pretty simple. We might just call it Prize Draw, and so that is the title. We'll give that there. Now what I'm going to show you is we obviously want this to be a page that makes sense, that you can share it with people. So if let me just actually save this page here. There we go. So what this shows you here is this is the actual web address that this prize draw will be published on. Now this is obviously an example that I'm doing for you. Let me just cancel that. On your own site you would want it to be, for example, if your site is xyzrestaurant.co.uk, you'd want it to be maybe xyzrestaurant.co.uk/prize draw. The reason for that is that when you are then getting the ball rolling and sharing the page with your own friends on Twitter or Facebook or wherever you're doing this, or giving leaflets out within your restaurant, for example, you want to make it something that makes sense and is easy for people to actually use and to get to. So have that as an actual page, a URL that people will easily be able to type into their browser and be able to access. The next thing you want to do is, if your software needs you to put your logo on every page, you would actually want to put it here at the top of this new page that we're creating. Now within WordPress, the theme that I'm using will already include the logo for us there on that page. So I don't need to add it here, but you may need to on your particular software. So as an example, I'll show you this page that we're actually creating here at the moment. Here we go. This is it. So WordPress has already included my logo here, and all we have put in so far is the title of the page, which was Prize Draw. So the next thing we actually want to do on the page itself is add a title. So whatever the prize draw is all about. So in this one, I'm going to put this here. You would obviously put something that is sensible for your own prize draw. So a nice large title there. We can mess around with these later and get them to look how we want them. So at the top you would need this, a title for exactly what the person is winning. So you might want to give a decent bit of information here. So it might be win a meal for two, it might be win a meal for two with wine, it might be whatever your prize is. You want to give the details there. Still definitely include your restaurant name, definitely include your town name in here as well. It just helps if people are actually sharing this with people and want to cut and paste some bits of this to send to their friends, then it gives details of who you are, where you are, and exactly what the prize is. The next thing we want to add on the page here is the details of the prize draw. So I'm just going to put in a bit of random wording here. Let me just grab that from elsewhere to save me time. That and drop that in there. So that is just a bit of random wording I'm putting in here, but what you would want to be saying here is that it's all the details of the prize draw. So it's exactly what does the prize entail, what do people need to do to enter your prize. They would want to know when they can take the prize, so if there's any conditions, is it only available from Monday to Thursday, etc. They'd want the various details of that, and then at the bottom it would want to say what they need to do to enter. So for example, we may want to say to enter, simply enter your name and email address below and hit enter. And I'll just correct that dreadful spelling mistake. There we go. So that is the next section, just all the details of exactly what they're going to win. So let's just save the page again and let's have a look at our page now. Let me update and see what we're looking like. There we go. So that's how we are at the moment. Now obviously again on your own website, and I could do that on this page as well, you spend lots of time making these exactly the size you want all the wording. Whether you wanted it to cut off here and not be quite so wide, whether you wanted other images on the page, you can have images wherever you want to. Whatever you can do to make it look as good as you can and appealing as you can to the people that are going to enter the prize draw. There's no point in me doing that here. I'm just showing you the basics of creating the page, but obviously either yourself or your web designer can spend time and make the page look as good and as appealing as you possibly can. Okay, let's go back over to here. So the next thing we actually want to add here is the entry form. So the thing that people are going to have to actually fill their details in. Let me just make some space here. Now, if you remember, I'm going to switch over to GetResponse now. And if you remember on GetResponse, we had a page that looked like this. And when we created our web form, it got us to here. So we actually created a bit of code that looked just like this. So what we need to do is go back to there now and copy that bit of code. You may have already copied it and kept it somewhere, or you may need to log back into your GetResponse account and actually go to the web forms and just get that bit of code. But we now need to grab that and come back to here. Now I'm in the visual editor here. I need to be in the text editor to be able to use this part. The way I would actually do this is put a few X's so I know where I want my form to be, then switch into the text editor, come down and find those X's, highlight them and get rid of them, but I'm in the right place for them, and then paste in the little bit of code that I've just had, that I've just found at GetResponse. Now for me, within here, within WordPress, I need to highlight that and click on the code button, which tells the software that that is actually a bit of code. Now if this time I update the page, there we go, that's updated. come back to the prize draw page and let's reload that. And this time, there we go. We've now got the entry form that we created within GetResponse. Now, again, you would want to spend time. Is that the right looking form? If not, you'd want to go and change that within GetResponse. You'd want to line it up. You'd want it to be central here, probably on the page. But again, that's just something that would take up time now on the video, so I won't do that just this second. But as you can see, this is now starting to look like a page that we could use and we could promote as a prize draw. So we've got our form on here. What would happen now, of course, if anybody filled this form in, this is now live on the internet, if anybody filled in their name and email and clicked enter, they would now be on your email list. And what you would have to do, if you're doing this manually, again, if you were paying for my restaurant marketing solution, then the software would automatically choose a winner for you. What you would need to do if you're doing it manually is you can see within GetResponse when people have actually joined your list. And what you would need to do is just pick one of those people at random over the period that you're running the prize draw, so that you can choose your winner. Right, just coming back to the edit page function again here. And as you can see, I'm in visual mode now. And this is actually not showing the form, but that it is actually still there. But the only other thing I need to actually add onto this page now is details of the closing date for the competition. So you may just want to put a closing date there of whatever it may be, and whatever the year, etc. So you may want to have a certain time for closing or just a particular date or whatever it may be. So the details of that. So again, let's just update the page and then we'll go and have a look at what will pretty much be the final version of this page. And here we go. So we're back to the prize draw page with all the details we need. Everything else I've gone through before, down to the form, and then at the bottom we've got the closing date for entry. So if you want any more wording on here, you want anything else about your restaurant, or you might want a link at the bottom saying click here to see our menus, or click here to see a special event that we're holding, or whatever it may be. Anything else that you want on there. Obviously this is your page on your website, so you can put whatever you like. So I hope that gives you an idea on how you can create a simple version yourself of the prize draw page. Now, as I say, unfortunately this version doesn't have any of the bells and whistles or the special viral effects. So what you would need to do if you're setting up a system like this yourself, once you've got a page like this, you need to do all the promoting of it. You will need to get people that will enter in the first place, and you'll need to then promote it to more people and get more people to enter. Obviously the restaurant marketing solution itself, the bonus of that is that you just need to start the ball rolling, and then the viral effect of the software encourages people to share the prize draw with all of their friends, and that's what makes it really expand and expand quickly, and that's what helps you to build a list of up to 1,000 or more people within just the space of a few weeks. And once you've got that list, you can then use the next part of the system and obviously promote a special daily deal to them, or you can send them special offers, or you can just let them know that you're holding a special event, or even just send them an email to say, this is what's happening this weekend, come down and see us. So anything like that, those are all extra bonuses that you get with a restaurant marketing solution. But as I say, you can certainly do well with a version of your own, just following the instructions in these free videos. You could certainly create this, you could certainly create a prize draw, you could certainly promote that to all the people that come into your restaurant. You could maybe hand out some leaflets with the prize draw on it. You could put details on Facebook, on Twitter, etc. So you could still build a list of hundreds of people over time. I'm obviously biased, but I think it would be slower than if you use the proper restaurant marketing solution. So very shortly we'll have the third video in this free series that will show you how to create the daily deal yourself. But I hope again you will go and have a look at the restaurant marketing solution itself and see my done for you solution and see what that can do for you. But that's it for this video, and I will follow very shortly with video 3 that will show you how to set up your daily deal.